What is up? Today I'm going to do a simple, fast video. I've been getting a lot of questions how to build a cylinder. And if your cylinder does that, chances are you probably already know you need to rebuild it. This is a 6-inch cylinder. I've had it laying around outside. Come out of the Fleetwood when I bought it. It was leaking. Obviously, that's why I replaced them. So I'm going to show you how I rebuild them. There's a few videos out there. They're all pretty good. Once again, another stupid little thing that I do differently than other people. Does it help? Yeah, I like to think so. Maybe. Who knows? So, what I do, just take it apart like any other regular cylinder. Usually you can just unscrew that. Usually don't need any tools. Pop your little brass bushing out. This is actually a really good cylinder. It's got 3 O-rings. And as you can see by them, they are shot. So that's probably why it was leaking. It's been rebuilt before because the little white Teflon backup seals are gone. Now, you don't have to buy an O-ring kit like from one of the hydraulic shops, companies. They're nice because a lot of times you can't find that white Teflon O-ring. And I'll see if I can tear apart another set of cylinders and find one so I can show you what I'm talking about. That way if somebody rebuilt yours and you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll have an idea. One thing you do want to check, this little brass bushing here, so it's actually got a little bit of wear. And the cylinder is mushroomed, so you can't pull it off. So I'd have to sand that down. But you want to make sure it's not like excessive play or just huge scarring in the cylinder, because that's not good. It'll make your stroke wobble inside the casing. But if that's all good and the cylinder is deemable to be rebuildable, little hook tool, just like I used in the other videos to pull O-rings, they're handy. Just hook it in there, pull them out. You really don't have to worry about saving them because you're putting new ones in there anyways. I mean, you can cut them too. So after you get your O-rings out, get you a little paper towel, stick in the little groove, clean them. Sometimes there will still be some residue. Get you a small wire brush, steel wool will work too. Anything fine that you can get in there and kind of clean it up. You don't want to leave any junk behind. This is basically like building an engine. You want to do it as clean as you can. You want to try and do it in a clean environment. And just try and get everything out of there. And this one actually, now that I'm looking at it closer, I almost hit myself in the face with it. Around the piston there, it does have some scarring. So I'm going to grab some emery cloth. I'm going to smooth that up because you want this smooth. You want everything smooth, really. But you want that smooth because any burrs coming off of that will scratch the inside of the cylinder. And that's one of the things I do that most people kind of overlook, is I pretty much smooth everything out, and I'll show you how I do the casing also. But I'm going to grab some emery cloth if I have some. I know I got some sandpaper, but I'm pretty sure I got some emery cloth as well, which is a little bit better. It's lighter grit. So let me see if I got some emery cloth. We'll smooth this up and then move on to the next step. So as you grab you some sandpaper, there's no real science behind this. I just squirt it with some water, help it keep from loading up. I got Windex, spit on it, whatever's wet really. Wrap it over it. Run it back and forth a few times. Clean it off with a towel. And just rub your fingers around it. Rub it in the grooves. What you're basically doing is making sure there's no kind of burrs, no kind of little pokey things. If you find one, like right there, there's a little bit of a burr there. That's about the worst place because that's where your O-ring will be rubbing. I'm not going to go too crazy on these because, I mean, these are kind of junk. I guess they'd work, but I don't really have anything that I want to use 6-inch cylinders in. And everything I own already has cylinders in it. Except the Impala. Might do a better job on these then. So just knock them down. Feel it with your fingers. Go around them. Now this is one part you do kind of want to be a little bit more particular with. So that's all good. We'll get it all clean. And in onto the casing. This has been sitting outside for quite a while, so it's kind of doesn't really have a whole bunch of oil on it. But what I like to do is most of the time when a cylinder goes bad, trash got in it, you know, through the metal from your pump heads or something, you know, just shearing off in the pump, you know, mainly just pump head material, you know, little metal shavings. It gets in there and it'll rub in between the seal and the wall, and it'll nick the seal and it'll start to leak. Or it will do like I just said, and it'll nick the sidewall. So therefore, every time your cylinder goes up and down, it's rubbing on that nick, and it just makes your cylinder worse and worse and worse. So you can clean it out with brake clean, PB Blaster. I got WD-40. I usually use PB Blaster. Either or is perfectly a-okay. I just kind of clean them out, throw your rag down, or get a bucket. Usually I use like a drain pan or something like that. Just see if I can fight the light. Just spray it out. Set that up where it sprays. You don't have to take your fittings out. I just had, like I said, I don't use this cylinder anymore. It's been laying around. But get you a good coat of WD in there. Get as many contaminants out as you can. And that is my secret weapon. It's a honing tool, like you'd use for building an engine. Like I said earlier, it's kind of like building an engine. You know, you want everything to be clean, you want everything to be smooth. What I do, normally for longer cylinders, you have to add an adapter, such as like that. This was made to chuck up in a drill, so it's round. What I used to do, I would just stick that on there and tape it, just to make it longer. Now you gotta chuck it up in a drill. You have to squeeze it down by hand because they are kind of tight. But once you get it started just like that, kick it on. You ain't gotta go super fast. Run it down. And spray a little bit of lubricant in there while you're doing it. Plus it'll help kind of wash everything out. And usually I hold it like that so everything can drain. So you can do that for quite a while, really. I mean, I don't think I've ever done it too much. And once again, just hold it like that, spray it, kind of rotate it as you're spraying, kind of clean it out. You can use compressed air, blow through there, blow it all out. You know, look down in it, make sure it doesn't have any huge scars going down the sidewalls. Wipe it clean-ish. Alright, and then I'll show you what we're going to put back in there. Good old Harbor Freight. Doesn't have to be nothing fancy. Like I say, you can totally buy the hydraulic rebuild kits. Nothing against that. I mean, that really is the best option you could take. But for the price of a one seal kit, if I can get this open, or I'll just break it one or two. Opening this right there. There we go. As I was saying, for one hydraulic seal kit, you can buy probably a lifetime supply for most people. I've gone through quite a few of them in the years. I used to just buy them and I'd write on there cylinders. I would just open it up and I wouldn't have to guess and figure out which one I needed to use, because I'm gonna have to do that right now because I don't remember. So now you got that all good and clean. Let's find some O-rings. It is the best ones I've had, I believe. Some cylinders are different. Number 214, which is 1.25" O-ring. So that's what we're going to go with, and we'll see. You just put them on there. Just hook it. Yep. Hook it. Pull them on there. These I'll go down to the next hole, hook it, just pop them on there. Same thing, third one. Some cylinders only have 2 sets of O-rings. Most of them nowadays have 3, which is nice because makes them a lot nicer, a lot stronger, a lot more reliable, last longer, all that good stuff. As I said before, a lot of cylinders have backup rings. They're white Teflons. Let me see if I can find a set of cylinders to tear apart, and I can show you what that looks like. Alright, so here's actually a way better example. I probably should have just rebuilt this for the video because it's a good cylinder. But there they are. See the little white O-rings there? Alright, there's white little O-rings there. Those are backup O-rings. Not exactly sure 100% what they do. I know they keep them from moving around, which I'm sure prolongs the life of the O-ring a lot longer. But they were there for a reason, so they're good to put back in. That cylinder didn't have them, so I'm not putting them back in there. I've rebuilt hundreds of them without it. They've lasted a long time. One more thing to check as you're rebuilding it. This piston here, it does screw off. So make sure that's good and tight. If it's not, put some Loctite on there, clean it off with some brake clean. Put a little bit of Loctite on there, thread it back down, because you wouldn't want that coming off either. It wouldn't be as bad as the screw cap that holds this together, but it would still be bad. So we'll get back to rebuilding the other cylinder, and later on I'm going to rebuild these cylinders because they are 12-inch cylinders, I think, and I can use them for something. Maybe the Impala. So we got our O-rings in there. Our little brass piece is okay. Knocked down all of our burrs, got it all cleaned up. Throw some oil on there. Clean that all out. And just push them back in. It's a lot snugger, which is good. If that's a word. It's a lot more snug. Push that in. If that doesn't fit, it's just, there you go, so you can see. Push that in. If it doesn't fit all the way in, usually instead of putting that on like that, I'll flip it upside down. Just kind of tap it in there. You don't want to go crazy on it. It is brass. It will mar up pretty easily. And like I said, put you a little drop of Loctite on there. I was going to say RTV, but that wouldn't be right. Put you a little bit of Loctite on there. Tighten them down. It never hurts to put this in a vise, or better yet, if you have a chain vise, that is awesome for working on cylinders. But put it in there, tighten that down. You can hand tighten them. Like I said, if you put Loctite on there, you can more likely hand tighten them, and they should be a-okay. But there you go. There's a rebuilt cylinder. I got paper towel in there still that I didn't clean out. So if you put paper towel in there, push it out with a screwdriver like I was going to do earlier, and then got sidetracked. So that's how you do it. I put the paper towel in there to try and get any kind of gunk out. That's why I have the screwdriver right here. It's like a magic trick. There we go. See, even I make mistakes. It happens way more than you'd ever believe. There you go. Rebuilt cylinder. Good to go for another 100,000 miles guaranteed. As long as you never hit your switch. But that'll save you some money. Get you by in a jam. Make your cylinders last longer, especially if you got your chrome set of cylinders, or if they're painted to match the car, it'll get you by. But that's about all I can think of. Sure, I'm missing other stuff in this. Yeah, that's pretty much the basics of it. Like I said, honing tool, get that from parts store. Usually used for like small engines, stuff like that. Some brake clean, some WD-40, PB blaster, whatever. I got a Harbor Freight O-ring kit. You can get O-rings just about anywhere. Pull off your old ones if they're good. Take them with you so somebody can match them up and fix it. All right, that is it. That's all I have for you today. I am going to touch back on the big body skirts because I thought of some other ideas that I didn't think of when I made the video. Later on, I was talking with a buddy of mine, and I was like, duh. I've done different stuff, and it's worked really, really well. I just forgot to mention it in the video at the time. So it'll make for another video. Other than that, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Everybody's been doing an awesome job. We've got 117 subscribers now, which is pretty cool. The views have been blowing up. That's pretty sweet. Been getting a lot of questions and stuff. Like I said, if you got a question, let me know. Hit me up. I don't mind making videos. I don't mind sharing what little bit of knowledge I have. Whatever can help anybody out. I've been doing this for 20 years, 25, whatever, something like that. I built a lot of lowriders, built some hoppers. Got a pretty good bit of knowledge. I've been around a time or two. So, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them for you, and I'll even make a video. That way you can see it, because seeing is a lot easier than trying to learn through a text. All right, until the next one, go fix something. Good shot. Got away free. It lives to die another day.